Today, now the 7th day of November 2022. Now me week this. Now me birthday week. Yes, in case you no be know. Friday night, we get Zoom party. Where they can find no. Yeah? But to one for can talk about the MCC Scorecard for this year. Yes, the MCC Scorecard. I know say you don't see him. For say waiting. Sierra Leone fiscal year 2023. Now ask me how. Now so MCC then they say. Waiting they say now they tell you. Yeah? They don't put them together. Waiting they make up. How then they gather the information? Only they can't sabi. But me, I want to ask one question. Quick one. Do you have fumble them? Yeah? No count. Even though you need a simulator, they count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then at 20. Yeah? 20. Now in the overall mark. You pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 over 20. Now, kind pass that one day. If you want for grade, 11 over 20. Not doing the American way, 20. But how you go grade that one day, You know, sir, then teacher then can get waiting and say good, better, and can get very good, best, and we get poor performance. How you go grade that day? About Lansana, the professor. 11 over 20, sir. When I answer quick, let's move. 11 over 20. Because we pass 11, we fail 9. How you want for grade? Jacqueline say, Ingo say na average. We pass so. We need Fred say, Ingo say na fair. Not that we fail. I don't want us to fail. No. Me, triple A, wala we fail. You know the good thing they behind this? Ahmed Tijamba. Yeah. 55% yes. How you grade them? I know I'm the percentage. I tell you, who does say na 60%? I make him 60%. Okay. But Musa say, if na in no more, na D, Ingo say, but D that pass, D not to pass so, bra, this will pass. Alpha say Ingo say na fair. I make him say na good, na 60%. No, this is 60%, bra. Again, Suleiman too, I go say na poor. Possible pass, say poor. Renata say na average. Ahmed Tijan say na C minus. Usman Fofana, they no go ever make you teacher first. 55% I say na F9. How you who see had stick where they use? I want to get about say na barely pass. James David say na failure. But according to MCC, now pass. No, James. You get 11 over 20. You cross the border. David say, now on trial. Maju, I don't want the percentage. Sammy man say, it depends on the weight given to each question when we can they. David say to na average. Abdullah Lukule say na fair. Abdulrahman Bundu say na good. James Kamara say na C6. Mr. Sela say na pass. Joseph Mbanga say no pass. Mohamed Kemukai say na credits. Eh? Just remember we are saying how person go get 11 days in a poor. Well, person we get 9. I go and do now. I fail. Umakaba say na kangaroo pass. Hey. Benu kama say na poor. Eh? Some man say, he believe say, some requirements, he get more weight past the other one name. Like the fiscal policy, he feel say carry more weight and impact than other requirements and the scorecard. Okay, Sammy, who they can do? Joseph McCarthy to ram na pass. So him come I say manage for pass. Or pay to pass. Hey, so pull landy. It is to say na pass with no stumbling block. He's saying they use the Minister of Information invoice. For Salon standard, na pass. But for year standard, na fail grade, says Ahmed Tijanba. 9 and a fail. But not so 9 then get to. Fail but allowed to pass. No, the man crossed 50%. Who's kind teacher in the wire? How na strict to it na max then so? Eh? Even Smith say na half pass. The hour. Eh? Alright. Let's continue. So na 20. Yeah? Na 20 variables them na MCC use. But inside it, they're all inside their own category. Where you get economic freedom. Economic freedom, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Economic freedom get 8 variables them. Yeah? Out of the 8 then they pa economic freedom. Listen, know. Out of the 8 then they we pass 2. We pass 2. 8 variables under economic freedom. Now only 2 we pass. But we pass. So in that area there, we say we get 2 over 8. 2 over 8. Now we get it. Per economic freedom. Okay? So we come per ruling justly. Ruling justly, we get 6 variables. 6 variables now we get it. We pass 5. 5 now we pass. Okay? So yanda, we go say we get 5 over 6. Investing in people. Investing in people. That too, we get 6 variables. We pass 4. We pass 4. So we go say 4 over 6. Alright. You're able for yeah. So now so we get the 11 over 20. And so to get them. I will can give you each of them variables and they waiting mean and waiting we pull come out today. But for now, I want make you pay attention small. Me triple me I want make we pass. Because waiting do the money get 2 important side then at the country where it go focus if we qualify. I know say you be member say, oh, the first lady be done dance, we be done the area about 400 million. I want to put that one day come on first na you read. Yes. I want to weapon. You don't do weapon come out. Because until you still remember that one they say, hey, what to? Oh, yes, not true. Remember, we be happen. Yes, they say they can get 400 million, this and that. Yes. Yes, that's so. That's so the word be the go. Yes. Yes, but I want to whip and force. Now can talk business now. I want to talk business. The reality. Because what you know, this MCC, it is time bound. It is time bound. So right now, also would all reach by the MCC, then get for can evaluate we again. Then get for evaluate we. We go either cross the evaluation, where sometimes we go get more compact, we go cancel, we get more money, or sometimes when our MCC dream na don't so. Now that stage 2, they right now. I know say you don't they say, oh, we pass excellent score. We see they say good. Now an excellent. We Paul come out. You they come here for a reason. You they come here for a reason. You they come here make you know the reality. Devoid of politics. We're not there for politics. Maybe I don't say me first number 1. Because this thing get for light business, light and water. And we want her. So me want to pass. But forget about the hype. Let me know true what thing they go on. Yeah? But students they I just give you discussing at 11/20. But when they see the hype on social media, you be the vision at 20/20, not so. Okay. Who says some man they fail? You they see some man pass. I like na barely pass. You for kick you game. Yeah, me they pass. I don't care what you think. Even though they see the paper they pass, they say excellent pass. My dear, hold on. Let we talk reality now quick. Yeah? Let's join 98.1. Let's join them. This meeting, where the stakeholders them, American embassy, because you know say MCC na America ane, okay. In case you don't know, well, know that they. Where they call journalists them, make them explain to we. Now make yourself they can explain to una. Make una understand how all these things don't they work and who saw they now. And if Francis say why from 2002 to 2017 we not ever reach this level. He said to Ram to Henry. Everybody get right to your opinion. A big. From 2018 to now, we don't pass the MCC. Waiting say na good record for developing country like Salone. Why the previous government failed for reach this level? He says here, Leone, he answer on allow give praise to this government for them put win at the map. So tell you not be there register. But I ask you. Look, you know be there where I say, Lord, forget about the hype. Lord can talk reality. Lord can talk reality. Gando, thank you. Yeah? Lord can talk reality. Now me force me, I don't say because this girl for do with light and water, I want to wait for passam. But look, let I explain to you something you don't understand. Let I explain to you. We dey care for a reason. They care for can make palava course. I will not get an eye. There we go. This go make you understand now. Yeah?
Inside 2020, U.S. government select Salone for the Millennium Challenge Compact. From that time date to now, the Salone Compact Development Unit done the work with the Millennium Challenge Corporation for develop the compact. We go make Salone get couple for support government development agenda. David Reimer, now the U.S. ambassador na Salone.
For those of you not familiar with MCC, the
Okay. For you, we're not familiar because you can't talk now about map and all these things. Let we educate yourself. This na the U.S. ambassador, David Reimer, na in the talk. Except for the one that we don't understand within a MCC. That the ambassador, sir, flow.
Millennium Challenge Corporation is an innovative and independent U.S. foreign assistance agency.
Independent, U.S. Foreign Assistance Aid. U.S. Foreign Assistance Aid. Okay. Listen, yeah?
That's helping to lead the fight against global poverty.
MCC, the help for lead fight against global poverty. Not to Salone no more video. This na the one whole world, an institution in America. What they pay tax now, Usabi? In America, now they say, then they try for end. Like them money the whole king give to family. We not go able to put lights na one whole country. We not go able to put water na one whole country. So this institution then come together and say, poverty in the world. What you go able for do? Let we self help. Let we reduce poverty na the world. Now the institution this when a MCC. Then get what they call a scorecard. Well, inside 2020, we don't qualify. But that's something with time bound. Bear with me, huh? Not super hypo. There we go.
MCC provides time-limited grants promoting economic growth.
Time-limited grants. What do you understand by time-limited grants? For promote economic growth. If they give you 1 Leone, they say that for 1 year. Inside that 1 year day, we then give that 1 Leone for. Then they can evaluate you. Say, but let's say give you this 1 Leone, you be there 1%. Waiting because you dey get a plan. You dey get a plan for execute. You come say, well, if you na give me 1 Leone, this 1 Leone I give me, now so I go do, now these thousands of people go benefit, I go move me people in poverty from year to year. So after that, they can evaluate them. So now I make you they see every year we they get with this scorecard. We they get with scorecard because every year they never come. Now a set period. When if they tell you 1 year, 1 year, if they tell you 1 hour, for 1 hour. Okay? The ambassador, sir. Continue.
Reducing poverty and strengthening institutions.
Then say for reduce poverty and for strengthening institution them. Reduce poverty and strengthen institution. Alright. Remember, from 2020, now we don't qualify.
Programs like this cannot be rushed.
One thing we understand say MCC program, they know they rush am. Bam. They know they rush am. Programs like this cannot be rushed. Then they allow you safe. Because what you do, it's time bound. If they don't tell you say, now 1 year, brah, now 1 year they run for. I like you say you find shortcuts. You ain't go cut the rope before them. Cannot be rushed. Cannot be rushed. So we won't want this thing for happy. Want it. Now we then the call. Now we had to the call. So say, brah, Masari, dear. Say that, shuffle, denka. Because yeah, una the Russia. Where are you, sir? We go take a Lily, sir.
Take time, planning, and research.
Time, planning, and research. He say, that kind of program here, it take time, planning, and research. Time, planning, and research. Take notes. Cannot be rushed. That time they then get up. The plan is for the. Then they do better research. All right, sir.
In close collaboration with all stakeholders.
And then they can do them by themselves. He can't give on to them. But he say then they do them in close collaboration with all the stakeholders them. The institution them what they get for deal with, they get for work, of course. Because I see people that say, oh, now the number they wouldn't give them. How them forget the number if they not give them? Now then they can't fail now. You know, sometimes I don't know how we can like for the try for play things around. Then they tell you now say, then they work with stakeholders them. They have to. They don't just come. How you go find out what's in the happen at Ministry of Finance if you not go interview them, if you not go find out what's in the happen there? Because even I just see somebody they say, but now then give them the number them. But you go carry working in close collaboration with Sudan. He say with stakeholders them. Yes, sir.
To ensure that the investments we make are sustainable and that they reflect the needs and local context.
He said the investments where they make, it for be sustainable. Now investment way for last. It for be sustainable. Not a quick fix. Not a quick fix. It for be sustainable. Any money where them put. Because you know you can buy that halogen bulb where before you make it don't fuse. Before that you need what's in the LED bulb where they say before it fuse. But not by na salon. Na salon LED bulb we see by it don't done. Ataya. Salon will get still them. But let's come back to business. The investment for be sustainable. Now I make in need for take time. No, they can't go money back on. No. They want for see results. We only learn. Let we learn. Yeah? Let we go.
MCC compacts should be considered as partnerships.
MCC compact, you for consider them like saying a partnership. Because what you do, you self get part for play. Yes, you get part for play for make the compact succeed. So now you make a partnership. Then count money, you count the manpower. You are willing to change. You are willing to implement what the MCC they recommend. Partnership. When they say partnership, not to say part you can give money. But you say if you get part for play. Okay? If then they count the money, like I they explain to we. What see we they give in return? Alright. Let it go.
And to be eligible for a compact, Sierra Leone must continue to meet their obligations as partners.
For make we eligible for that money, that dancing money, we for continue for behave like say we na partner them. The thing they expect we for do, the first money they would be don't give them then foresee them, then foresee and say we are ready. We are ready. We for continue for behave like say we na partner them, partner for make the compact succeed. Not to for fight against me the team fail. Because if we fail, then they do evaluation. Then they eliminate we. We they lost that position they will be done dance for what the money no kite. You don't understand, We get part for play as partners them. Okay.
One of those obligations is to maintain high score across a minimum number of categories in the scorecard.
We for maintain high score. High score we for maintain them. We should maintain high score by the scorecard. We for the pass. We for the pass. And not for the pass betek. No. He say we for maintain high score. You for pass with flying colors. Eh? Into the area. Okay. Let we go.
In 2015, Salon bin win $44.4 million MCC threshold where they use for develop policy na the water and light sector na Freetown. We make David Reimer say this MCC compact go attract big couple where Salon go use for continue the project them where they use the $44 million pan when a light and water.
MCC has already completed a successful $44.4 million program in Sierra Leone.
$44.4 million project done inside Sierra Leone. $44.4 million program. That project in a MCC them pilot project. It done. When that project they be start, not to this administration video. Now the previous administration. But guess what? Time not reach for evaluation. Time not reach. Okay? Let us listen no more.
Which focused on delivering water and electricity services more effectively and transparently in the Freetown area.
He say he focus on waiting water and electricity for deliver them transparently. You not for dede. Bangba ode. Kojuma koju look me I look you. Not to depend na pocket you make like a for say. Transparently, openly. Not hide. Not make like a for say na you spend the money, not to you, not to you money. You dey hear, eh? You care for a reason. Allow me. Allow me, boy. Daddy Rema. Uncle Ambassador, sir. Continue transparently, not to say.
Over the past year, MCC, in collaboration with the government and other stakeholders, has been discussing a proposal for a new, much larger compact.
Okay. Obieri, the vice president say, he go Senegal, he go to Baku people, say let them go land. So, the US ambassador now, they tell we say, well, they don't try for, say, let them get a much more larger compact. The compact and the money. Yeah? A much larger compact. And the plan that one day, because that 44.4 million, then they don't come on a road. For light and water. I be like a pilot one. So now we need the how they make you dance. Now want. So what's in Apple that one this one?
Which, if implemented, has the potential to fundamentally transform access to electricity across Sierra Leone.
He say, this second one where we are deeper. If we catch that one day, it go transform access to electricity across Sierra Leone. We were being go by the town hall meeting. Was it in April? No, be February or March. Me, I don't forget, Seth. Now the US Embassy in a salon. We will be needing. Remember, they be talk about the lights. Not to so. Okay. And they will say, Uncle David, Ambassador, we no fair name for it. We no fair one salon name for it. We need for fair one salon name for Amo. Let they understand, say, yeah. Okay.
Card. Now one pan the benchmark them for win the MCC Compact and the Salone MCC 2021-2022 scorecard don't come out. For the 2023 fiscal year, we say Salone pass 11 out of 20 indicator them and some pandem indicator yeah with Salone pass. Now the fight against corruption, primary education for girl picking them, freedom of expression, land rights and access to land, health expenditure, ruling justly, and save. Salone fail pan fiscal policy, inflation, we all get for do with the economy, and same way so. Salone fail pan government effectiveness, trade policy, employment opportunity, and the rule of law and civil liberty. But how MCC determine then scores Dan Barnes, now the managing director, selection, eligibility, and policy performance at the Millennium Challenge Corporation, MCC.
Well, Leo can't listen because some people can say, how then they get the numbers then? Uncle Dan, he can explain to we. Eh? This time at the managing, I see Udepa suggest name for the ambassador. We need one salon name for a leg understand so Udeuta. Because that big one wants her. But let's go to Uncle Dan first. Yes, Dan.
MCC needs to use data sources that produce data.
He say MCC they use data source. Where they produce data. Okay. If you want orange water, you have a quiz orange. Also, forget the water. You can't want mango water, you go quiz orange. So now they tell you say data source where they produce data. Well, you go get some orange way dry. We know they pull nothing. So that one they don't want. Now they how they produce data. Now they want. Okay? Now they go.
For all countries and that update frequently because the way the scorecard works and the control of corruption indicator works.
Okay, I want you to pay attention now. It explains to me how the scorecard they work and the control to corruption way when are we number one per that scorecard and then now they get big number per. Yeah? Listen, how then they do that calculation day?
Is that in order for a country to pass the indicator, its score on it has to be better than at least half of the countries.
In order for country for pass, the score, then they look the country them where they all in at the same category. You there? Uncle Dan, they are talking back.
On it has to be better than at least half of the countries with similar income level.
With similar income level, you get for half of them country then they. Let's say now, inside, let me say West Africa. Let's just use an example. West Africa. Let's say now we 10 DD. Yeah? Now example, no can say Tripoli, no Sabi, almost country in West Africa. Now we 10 DD. But some the income high. But we already now the low income. Let's say now we 4 DD. So then when they will get high income, now and then they put you in the same category. Now we already at the low income. You say the income level. We already at that same income level. Now we then they can make bangets together. You know like we boxer them. Then get the weight. No so. Then get lightweight. Then get from this range to that range. Then get heavyweight from this range to that range. Now then they mix together. And then they go put heavyweight and lightweight. Wait, able yourself. Well now so then they gather then data. Okay? We all for them at the same sideway now we well if you for suffer now all they suffer the same. So now we then at that side day. Now we then they look well. Oh, that better passing company now. And you for do so well than half of the people that were then at the group. You understand, eh? Okay. There we go.
So Sierra Leone is in the low income category.
One, within the low income category. Why I read this? Now say wait to. Who don't they say, how much is the minimum wage na salon? We know it's guy common at this low income. Or we lack candy. Because all the low income, now they tell the jab about cool people them. What all they don't yonder? We don't come on low income. Set people ready they talk. Well, hold on. Because the scorecard I can't give you. Each variable I can't give you. But for now, low income we dey. Uncle Dan they tell we. Yes, sir.
And it was compared to about 50 other countries that are in a similar income.
So then they compare we to 50 other countries them. Well, low income now. They rakpala, they jambody. They buga. They buga. With the low income them. Yes, now they buga. With 50 other countries there. Now they also be knacking them first. Oui. Wait. Continue, sir.
Band. Data, it comes from a place called the Worldwide Governance Indicators.
Worldwide Governance Indicator. Now, there the data they come up from. Worldwide Governance Indicator. Okay, sir.
Initiative housed at the World Bank.
So, inside that, World Bank did it. What the World Bank be tell we say, agriculture we need for, they spend too much by the administration. Agriculture na feel they notice so. Well, they say inside the World Bank did it. What that they did again?
Again, it produces data for countries around the world, and it pulls information from a series of subsources looking at expert opinions.
Then they look at expert opinion. Then they source from other worldwide areas them for getting data.
Looking at public opinion surveys.
Public opinion surveys. So even then when they grumble, all mix. Yeah? Let you know say just don't. Because some man don't begin talking, now the government, now they give them figure, then they tell you now how then they get public opinion. So all them talk the way. Yeah, say una be take say network. Uncle Dan, una no say network exist. Oh no. Oh, sorry. Well, I'll continue.
And looking at business experiences with corruption in countries.
Looking at business experiences in corruption in countries. They want them with the fraud people in Pamotoka. Now business and a corruption. It go make we go fail low. Because you don't pass mark. Not to me talk. Now Uncle Dan say in corruption in business. Okay. Let's continue. Yusuf left. Yusuf said me sabi analyze MCC like na me dey award am. No, kaya for can learn. I make a say we possible forget about the hype first. Let we learn and understand. Uncle Dan, you want to continue, sir?
And again, a key component of this, though, is this comparative nature of comparing Sierra Leone's score to other countries with similar.
He say the key components now for compare with score to other company them who will only dance na that low income level. Okay? So, yes, now by wait. They expect for campus salon to them one the way they do. Well, the system they work. No. We put through to we company all now we not through the part. But they shine day. Yes. Musa continue.
As the Managing Director for Selection, Eligibility and Policy Performance at the Millennium Challenge Corporation, MCC, Dan Barnes gets responsibility for for work with the board of directors na MCC for determine the country them where the MCC go continue for work with, and this body they meet inside December this year. We say then go determine if they go continue for work with Salone or not inside the compact developments.
The MCC Board of Directors will meet in December.
Ah oui, Papa God. Papa God est pour Dieu. The MCC Board of Directors, then they meet next month. I did tell you just now. Then they meet next month. What did they meet for? Uncle Dan, what you say?
To select new countries.
One is for select new country them. What's in again, sir?
To work with, and also evaluate those countries we are currently working with.
And also for evaluate the country then where then currently they work with Salone. Then get for evaluate we. Country then where then already they work with Salone. Oui. Oui. Uncle Dan, what's in?
To determine whether to reselect them as eligible for assistance from MCC.
Whether to reselect them if we go eligible. Uncle David Ambassador just no. He don't say we are there pan the big one. We don't try for we don't go land na Senegal, we don't do it to for do. So now time no reach for re-evaluate what we be done do with that $44.4 million. What should be done do with them? Yeah, he say Salone for continue for be partner because what you know we get part for play. It's okay. Oui. Oui.
And then next year, we are hoping we will get to the point where we have a compact program fully developed, where we will ask our board of directors to approve that compact program.
So I say after they don't meet, if we pass, next year, now then go can now they can sit down better one, Then they can go to the board of directors say, but this nice Salone say, nice Salone say, okay, Alright. Now they go next year. This is go happen. Makolong.
Late in 2023. So
2023. Give it back.
compact program late in 2023.
Late in 2023. And after election. Okay? Alright.
So there are two opportunities over the coming year for our board of directors to see the good progress on the compact development side. For
two opportunities. One, they foresee the development where we don't make as a country. Because now that one day, go make way and they go sit down. Better follow we.
For Sierra Leone to determine whether to approve a compact program.
Whether for approve we compact program, they go for go sit down. We. Why make the tell them go for go sit down now they go past 11? Over 20. Why you not pass beaucoup? Why? But we go can look on the different side the way we pass. Yeah? Let Uncle David done. No, Uncle Dan. No, this is not Dan.
Board of Directors expects countries to continue to pass the scorecard, which Sierra Leone is doing.
They expect country them for pass the scorecard where Salone we don't they do. Salone we don't they pass. That is good. Well, I think say I need for cut some of this sweat where they cut. No, I need for reduce them. Because Uncle Dan say we don't they pass. That is good. Okay. Uh-huh.
But the board of directors will also look at, again, a country's commitment to the underlying principles.
Underlining principle, the commitment, not to the past no more. He said, but the board of directors, they go for sit down back then look to the underlining principles. You can pass. But then principle they wouldn't be don't give we. Are we following them? Underlining principles. Yes, sir.
Of the scorecard around democratic rights.
Around democratic rights.
Free, inclusive, and fair elections.
Free, fair, inclusive elections. Yeah.
Over the coming years.
Over the coming years. Okay, well. Over the coming years. No, una go to approve we first. Because na they meet this December. Una say na later in 2023. But una they pass. Who they pass? Now it. Who they pass, yeah? Alright. Musa, what you want to say?
Salon get the compact and get the copper from MCC. They go use this copper for improved electricity transmission, distribution, and access. And this according to Jason Small, Managing Director for Africa na the Millennium Challenge Corporation. This na because they don't fair not say lack of sustainable electricity. Now one pan they factor them where they unbug Salon economic development.
We have focused the compact program on the energy sector.
The compact program, that big one what they look for now. Now lights business, the energy sector. Now they didn't focus on. Okay. Alright. I just hope say Edsa. Who that can just kotaria. Inside 2 weeks. Una name go play. Not to for say. For let be say true. This compact. Then go feel to say, well, you know, we really need this compact for help in the energy sector. You don't say people like they say, bubuna, ustem bubuna go down, ustem bubuna go down. What? So tena bubuna in term don't cancel. Phase 2. Yes, we even dry season, we forget. Because one thing we fair not, this year, rain season, we no plant get blackout better one. This particular one, we get 3 source. We get sheep na water, we get bumbuna, we get the Susan them. But still yet, we dey get blackout. So I just hope say, not so because of this, so let me say we uncle le talk so now uncle say they don't see say development and country they need lights. So because we light to okay. Anyway, that's how you gotta do, If na dan they go make you catch for saying a light, now in the for use as an example, say, you see, the light can they fine, then before you know it, like 2 or 3 weeks, there's no energy in the country. You see people on social media, and this is why the country is not growing, and all of these things. And then go say, oh yes, not true, now let we give them. Edsa, agree to now. Let's continue.
I think it's evident if you travel around the country that you will see that the lack of reliable access to power.
He say evident say if you travel across Salon, the lack of available power. Lack of available power. If you travel inside Salon, you dey see am. So you don't see why we need the money? You don't see am? Okay.
Is a major constraint to economic growth.
Now, major constraint to economic growth that Salon because what you do, we not get proper energy. Which is true though. Because if we get the light we fact, we have the labor manpower. If we get the light inside factory, then go come boku one who scatter inside the country. Brah. That's okay, chance so. And so developments they come. He said they don't work across the country. Now blackout there they see. So then the lights not did. That is true. Eh? Me own village now don't get one big solar light. And so the lights are can't see thing. Well, how they go no more.
And MCC's mission is to reduce poverty through economic growth.
Reduce poverty through economic growth. We don't talk about MCC then. Eh? If the economy they grow, then people them go get nyam nyam for it, then go get pek na them pockets. Yes? Because what do work go day. Person no go member for the go take the cook chef the people and they work. Anyway, then go member not for go take them. Because you go busy, you dey go work. You want for provide for your family. Not so. We need them.
That is what we are targeting in this compact program. It has been a consultative process, as I mentioned.
It's saying that they target the light business. And they don't they talk consultative. They don't they talk to one another. They don't they talk. Yes.
We have been talking to Sierra Leone partners.
They don't they talk to Salon partner them. Salon continue for be partner, I beg you. Eh? Okay.
Including the government.
The government.
The media.
The media. Hey, they call we.
Donors.
Donors.
Civil society and
CSO.
Others to make sure that we develop the potential compact to address that most binding constraint to economic growth.
For develop that compact way go make we get better lights for growing economy na the country. You see why we need them? We need them. We need them. Yeah? We need them more. Water na life. Even lights na life.
Jason Small end up say they go continue for work with authority them na Salon for develop the compact for the Society for Radio Democracy. Musa Kamara, the reports.
Musa Kamara, thank you. Through Radio Democracy, one for telling thank you. Now they make me and you able for your this. Also. But quick one. Let's just go through the fiscal year 23 for 2021-2022. Economic freedom. Economic freedom gets 8 variables where this scorecard capture. Yeah? What's in na them variables then they? Fiscal policy. We fail. We fail fiscal policy. Yes. Okay, Nina. The government really need for step up. Then game. Not for just the right thing that you not follow up. No. We really need for wake up in that area day. Even though the Minister of Information the other day they talk say, oh, there's some new variables they wouldn't carry it, how then they do the calculation and I make we fail. Bruh. So Minister sir, we fail them. We fail them. We fail them. We get 26%. Inflation. We pass. And say the inflation now at 11.9. Huh? Okay. Well, if I believe say we fail fiscal policy, why not for believe say we pass inflation? Eh? I say now 11.9. Regulatory quality. We fail. Yes. The quality in things them we will say Na so it for be. We fail. We get 42% per regulatory quality. And this all they under economic freedom. This all they under the government. Yes. Trade policy. Trade policy. We fail. 44%. You don't tell people and they ask, what the trade minister, what the trade minister? Wait till they do. Trade policy. We fail them. Yeah? Okay. Gender in the economy. We fail them. We get 45% gender in the economy. We mean to say, they man them, and still they can tap the human them. Better one. But not better 5 again because now 45% now get it. Land rights and access. We pass them 60%. And you know, say for the administration of land reform and all anything and they, likely that $41 million go come through for administration and all anything and they. So obviously we get for pass them. Because if you don't do so good by the land tenure system and all those things, then we for pass 60% now get it. Access to credit. We fail them. 43%. Now get access to credit. Even though Salon Nak Chest, that was 2019. Salon Nak Chest na say the first ever system we go allow we forget credit score. Now we first do in Africa. Where they say people and go be register. Take now because today don't. Abadan, we not ever use them. We never use her. But the project was launched in August of 2019. Yes? In August of 2019. Make month. Access to credit 30 days. If we don't implement that one day, trust me, you know, then people they don't begin use them. This one for passer. For passer. Victor Dati they ask for passer. Yes, land rights and access to passer was 60%, sir. Access to credit, we fail. Yes, the blockchain. Osmantoli they remind me. In August 2019. Okay. Some man say for note the year we didn't capture because right now Salon statistics say the inflation stand at 29%. Then say we pass some more na 11.9%. Okay. Employment opportunity. Employment opportunity. We fail them. We get 44%. Mike Koka say triple. How go able use credit score where one person they get 3 name na the country? Well, until we dey pan cleaning up that side, so sometime after that, sometime after that we will count the blockchain. But when the blockchain was introduced and what will be the gladdy, and not be tell we say one person get 3 name, then say they go be register people them. That's what we were told. But today, the blockchain, nothing. Look come to ruling justly. Ruling justly. The way we finish this on economic freedom. We pass 2 out of 8. All which are announced na just now. But ruling justly na 6 variables in get. Political rights, we pass them with 28 score. Political rights, we pass them with 28 score. And I think say them be ask Madam Femi Claudio school and then it's bright. Well then them be don't turn customer. And not ask them. If them be ask them. We pass on 28 score. Civil liberties. We pass them 37 score. Civil liberty. We pass her. Like I said earlier, if I believe say we fail trade policy, well for that to pass civil liberty. I'm gonna say thank you for the start, sir. Yeah? Okay. The money for fund if na loan scheme, no. The money for fund as fast. I remember not a loan scheme, sir. I give the government be the gain. Okay. Control of corruption. We pass them. 79%. 9 we get. And not talk to them, driver them. Now I talk to them. We get 79%. We pass them. Government effectiveness. We fail them. We fail them. 42%. So inside ruling justly, government your role way for play. For so say yes, it ready. Effectiveness of the government, it fail. 42%. Rule of law, we pass them. 65%. Freedom of information. 98% we pass some big one. And the second highest score where we get now. 98% freedom of information. I hope all information the way you want, you get some more. Health. Now we come to investing in the people. Investing pan the people. Bang, 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 bang. Health expenditures. Upasam. 55%. Who say we give UNICEF $6 million for go buy for we? Who go pass that? And UNICEF now they use. And UNICEF come. Who not give una money for go buy? Okay. Primary education expenditure. Hey. The expenditure on primary education we pass out with 100%. Education, we call it who they spend no check. 100%. Investing in the people. Primary education expenditures 100%. The natural resource protection, we fail them. Yes. 33% now get it. For protect we natural resource so that then go able for invest them with the people, we fail them. 33%. If not the fish, not the diamond, you name it, we fail them. 33%. Eh? Okay. Immunization rate. Ou pas ça? 77%. Eh? Mais quelque chose c'est les bons affaires fond n'a bien grant not n'a bien Leone. So the Munafa fund was different from that money that they were giving. That 1,309,000. Not saying that be the Munafa fund. Okay. Then they get your name. Oh, not to be part of the Munafa fund. Alright. Now they go. I'll try bring with panelists in camera. So the immunization, if na the immaculate now, and the COVID-19 now, 77%. Girls pre-education completion rate. Primary education. Girl picking them completion rate. 90% to pass them. Child health. Every year we dey fail this child health. We fail them 15%. 15% now we fail them. The other day, the Minister of Health and Sanitation, Dr. Austin Demby, be in a radio. I don't forget, now part of the country say for be the praise. Say the child birth rates don't increase and what not. Child health, the picking them well body. We fail them woefully with 15%. We glad we pass 11. But what would they praise the 11 that will pass? Like this number one, then small picking and child health. We fail on 15%. Let us not overlook her now. Let us not overlook them. Yeah? We not for overlook and do ya. We know say Nayana Salon. We know that. But please, how the praise say, oh, we don't do well, oh. And so, or for the member back say, we get some major areas them. We will not make number power. We will not make number. At all not. But I don't help you now. I don't able for give the numbers them. I don't able for break down for you, make you understand. Really, the MCC. For make you know see, term the reach for me then see them this December. For me then evaluate that 44.4 million where them be giving. How we spend them. Well, okay, we there. Michael Coker, thank you for the stars. I don't know, but I will try. I go try. I see people and they see, but you know, say the screen smaller. I don't know if you go able to see and they or what I go do, I go pin them in the comment section. If they work so safe. I don't know. I don't know if they work. I don't know if they work. But me, I will pass on. I really will pass. But quick one. Or they can make a sharp one. Now come with panelists them. Quick one. And see what's in and get for you. Welcome on board, us friend. You get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tripule, for giving the platform. And thanks a lot for talking me through all this issue of this Millennium Challenge Award or scorecard. And then thanks a lot to the source of information to reviewers there. I believe say what you want to look into this to me on way for Siam now an issue wherein people in the look and say you don't reach up the climax. Now time waiting for become very excited for it. But who are they? Who know they know. But now they see say more now like the area of the government since you don't they pronounce from that time when they don't give them the presentation before even that special the US them rep will be they we left and then now we don't see they don't go further again for getting annual because the MCC they, for the financial year and they give 'em every year. So not to one country, like you say, now all countries, or every country in the world. When you go to the website, you just click the box. If not the year, the country, it show you. So it just depends on which country where you want. Now salon, it take until the time when they begin and from 2000 something. Because I've been trying for look through. But the point I've been pick up is the way we then they go about the process and we the government and the people then will not know whether they become excited or not hopes. But I believe say the people and our hopes then they get, but the hopes then they get, the hopes are not certain because we don't know much except then they educate. We once in a while or we will before they understand, explain, give to the people them. And then the government now will not know if now double effects than they play. Then your side, if you don't look at, they say you look them, you go decide them from different angle. But waiting at the mood for, so they try for see the mood of the people about the MCC and the mood of the government. So you go see the government then your side, then they try for see well now we might have pride. Now we use it as a pride, and then pride now political gain it might be from there. So make we show off, make we glad in I wouldn't do this, and then you go see again say behind it now. Now that one way, now the one who don't know which is the intent for the rush over gladdy for the money, whether now for implement them, let it go get a cost benefit, or that's what people then we able for gain say they put this, we see them, we enjoy it in a road, find it go. Sustainable, no go spoil forever now pass after 100 years, we revive and so on. So we don't know if at that point then they look at or now gains in terms of that area where they fail in a physical policy or the toxin and physically discipline all the time who did it. So, but you look at now coming to the area where they put the scores. If people then they complain about the scores and they go up and they can't done, I believe see waiting actually you've been try for open your presentation and your explanation with the GUI, you will try for ask about what this number means and pass. But it can be a bit complicated with how MCC then they do them. How MCC then they do actually, then they do I think a median, then they get numbers them more than they lay. And the numbers here in the lay them, it depends how the sequence and the day of each thing what then they do. So among the numbers that you don't say 1 to 10, it depends the numbers that we can, but then they use the median that are the value exactly the one with the middle. So the one with the middle, the one with the middle, then are the 10 they actually take. So you get 10, but the two that were the next to run are 9, and you get 7. Yeah, 10. You get 9 and 11. Yes, 9 on one side, and then you get 11. That they put in a row. So then they look the two numbers they would be between here, but they can shift them again. But depending the numbers with them, if now odd numbers there, then they get where they check and they can add the other two at the end they make them. But the point here is that just the point where they look safe now 10, 11. If you actually don't pass the 10, now the median you don't pass. But because then they change the way when they do them, so much scoring, there is a time when they use a different scoring because the time where the scoring begin change after 2019, 18 now, they use just a different graph. When you look at the graph, now just mean that then get maximum, then get other one there, then put different score. But that not of voting they reflect. Now the basement of voting and they do for say now that number there they use for count. And then people that will get think tank, because I think tanks then to include, because when you go to that governance, when a worldwide governance when they include for do then data, yeah, now World Bank actually then they work with. But the point of that for Richard that means that then they use separate the numbers and give them. So if you don't pass the 10, at least then they say, okay, now it passed. But that not stop there. Now for that don't begin the add up criteria, because now they find us a donor agents and people who they help with or develop a partner or whatever they call it, like this are the US MCC. When a team, when a non-governmental something a body where they help for them to alleviate. Now they will alleviate and then will pull poverty in the people and then head. So then they change now the method as they go because of the entry points and because of the transparencies of the deal there. Because some of the deals that what you get for understand again, when they can inside, now more about policy, when a paperwork I be have to explain time ago. You don't want to procedure, no more paperwork, say like the one that lands. If you look, you go think, so what you do, they buy land or go for make land grow, or we get for build office for let the land go grow. So you go begin say no, not just the policies you get for include more or one or two people there for police, but you go don't get the infrastructure. We don't the office day and you just train the people more and more. You might say okay, I will train them, but those counting the way where you will manage the finance. So these are the areas where you see some of the areas the money they go now when the finance in our policies and more and things and more they know they review. So look about policy, we don't only review, check the risk. And then they do now risk check. Because of the risk check, what then they do signal. Anything when they signal them, then they stop. They say, no, check first. So in a very now from one your policy and one your procedure of what you don't do, and then they look and reflect saying that this will can't help you now. Now take an example. Let's say the practical as I be say about this so-called threshold where we don't give years back. Because of the one that we been get them, they be able for get that compact eligibility. They check them, they pass them at 2017. Because I for look till they score the all. They may actually get something we contain for them to reach that threshold day. That year day, not to now, because now the threshold not even change a bit. But they're able to get the threshold. When enough 44 million for see when I do something. What you then do? Then take them for do other 5-year project to then do na Aberdeen. But we not say Aberdeen and be like for let the tourism increase day for them go attract tourists, so we'll go implement them. But what are they trying for peak day? When then they check them things, I remember any step when they check out and they check them, then we don't pronounce now say then that the EPSA and the Guma Valley company, the one that we in charge of water for the country, see, then they try for replicate that and they try for make like other one they come up and that one they just like when they go cut cassava leaf, when you don't cut them, you go grow and back, but you go continue. That's something similar them be say them will do now that water project where they just don't launch in Aberdeen recently. So the money they will pull in and then will give other one. So if you don't pronounce that, you don't know if that might be a well if you now they produce money and now don't be you put the meter and now don't put meter there for people and they pay and other things that they go on. But again, there was some difficulty there because this BNT I see them go do adjustment there, but that point they can left and but the point is if I don't say they generate money there for go product side, then they go see well una continue no now una use strategy that because una go must show them. Because when they see them, a lot of this they see them now because of policies are not consistent. Because if you they change your policy from one policy to another. So you really observe, so when you be not say this, you be not say, Lord, wait for us. Lord, we see that one day we don't so. If not so, we not been planned. Or if not so, we been decided. Say we been decided, say that we not do them, and then we'll see how we not they perform. Like what we I've been the example, you know, so you don't give plaster, see, like I say explain, if it's a big make pattern of no see they make cup put your hand plaster, see, they say, oh, this man is excited. Yes, they're not going to bring now the boku, look and they make for we in the sell or not make it give people what they need, that the poverty be reduced. But the point here is when I don't see another one point. The other point there again say, if you look at the project of electricity, because now they the MCC score they surround about the electricity and the water. You look at again the World Bank don't give money for the electricity. Then they hear about Turkey, they hear about Japan. Even recently when the man been there on Thursday, Thursday thing with the Minister of Information. You see, mentioned a lot of projects that don't come. There's this CRS can count and the help. Then you don't see other 50 million or so with World Bank. And remember, who are doing this worldwide governance indicator? One are the World Bank. Then get only 6 dimensions within the look. So when you do that step check and they do the risk check, then they look, say, fiscal policy law, the voice, is there accountability? Then I want to get the political stability, and then there is absence of violence and terrorism. Now let's round the back terrorism. We'll come to that later. But no, point out that area where they don't spend the electricity for see them go do them polar, then do this, change this. Well, then go observe them. Then I don't go bring CGSL from Ivory Coast. Then we say no, wait. Now we don't do your own fiscal thing. We don't do waiting. We find out about with data. We don't go do with research. We don't go gather them. We don't go talk to the chief them, the people that we concern. The main thing now, you can forget local content and they're able to translate this wire that idea with the don't go research so that the people it go really get a benefit for them. So then they try for compare lens and well, if you not get it, how we can put money here back. So these are the things where it is when you do a government, you get they do a project, you get forget what's in a seriousness of a purpose and then the intent. And then you match them with waiting then at the side. But I don't know if they think about the MCC, while they pronounce the other things there, and the other things there, they go. So then you give them the chance, because they're in there. They don't then at the first time when they read that score, the right kind of UID. So it explains it, then go for right strategy of something, where they benefit the people, then they try to put on at the water side. But the water, then if you say, well, we don't do the water, then I don't promise you I will do this, I do the law will look on the side. But the thing where I see other countries then do, Liberia, then get their own first threshold. I think it was 2010. We then win 15 million. That 15 million we then get them and go for land rights and policy trade. Okay, not all left fulfill, but they try a bit for what they do. They try 2015 again, then get one of the 256 million. That 256 million, what they then do? Then go put up on this dam where they tell you about waterfall dam, one of the so-called then get this waterfall Mount Coffee, Mount Coffee, now their own main dam, like how we get Bumbuna. So they try to go expand them. Okay, that was the time for 2015. They expand and they begin the profit day. Even though recently they don't finally expand them, but that's now another cause again. But the point is that so then do their own. So they put them on their own project, they expand them, waterfall. But they try to say you get a diverse one where you want to introduce electricity, you want to introduce water, and then you get for reduce poverty and other things. And when policies and when they grant, we will do things that the proper way. So you get to reflect, say, no, I don't pronounce it trade, violence, and terrorism. I know they say that these are the things that people are looking. But when you go on the website of the worldwide governance, the indicators, these are the 6 indicators where they put violence / terrorism. So some of the things that when they pronounce, you then go say, well, oh, wait. And remember, the people in what's in the last say, what's in the man saying now, the last statement where they say it's not even clear. It talk about, say, then therefore get democratic rights, a free and fair, inclusive election. So then go look how it go. And even they say inclusive election will be it. And next year election will be. So you see how the things are drawing. Then they play their own strategy of delay, and then would they play with strategy of say, would they ready for low get them. But it all comes down to waiting government get for the try do. When they enter the camp, let them try to look how serious they were able to convert anything they are to something with a business. And when you convert them to business, you invest, you go see how better they come up. Because there is quite a lot where we're able to see say that then tears sometimes we can miss, no, we're able to get but a conversion of waiting you get from that first thing, also you put on. So when they can then go add day, we say they get for change, now they change. But we all get for just focus because they don't go Senegal. Senegal then do their electricity, then get how many? About almost million, then get over 500 million, more than we. But then get something like electricity and then go and then finish it. Then see electricity boost. So we for don't focus on that electricity in all way, down that waterfall. Anything we can then push and they. Look, 3 times now, like Bill, I don't do the own. They do them from the first contract, they do and the second, they don't get back with you and call that carbon print price, wouldn't pay or wouldn't win. So I don't use and now the damn they work, it expand and then get another CGS when they can sign. So this are the infrastructure. Despite now they get a problem with quality. So but if that possible get sense on a leader come, that water dam, no point like it, the water like this that go it they go so no more now. So those are the infrastructure when a continuation. For when you go put office, you put people there, you add individuals. Remember, they are changing because the policy, the not a consistent policy, and the people that we put for do the procedure, then forget seriousness of purpose and intent. Let God help the nation, let people then get things that they able will get think tanks and people who are able for pull we in this thing and not go before. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Usfriend.
You're welcome, yeah.
One for say thanks to Usfriend for Eon's submission today. If you just join me, we'll talk about the 2023 fiscal year of the MCC Scorecard, where it makes the 2020 and 2021. La bring Usman Toli. Let me waiting to get for we. Welcome on board, Usman Toli. You get the platform, sir.
Triple A, thank you for having me, and also thank my colleague panelist, Osfred, for a comprehensive analysis. If you just join me, I will just give you a quick overview of today's topic. We in the financial year 2023 Millennium Corporation Card. We in the MCC Scorecard. Quickly, the MCC we the talk about na independent U.S. Foreign Assistance Agency we they established in 2004 for work towards alleviating poverty in Africa. In other words, now just a tool for help for motivate countries them, so that we will try for become more competitive, for how we improve the governance system, for help for improve the economic system. So then they encourage countries them so that we compete against each other in order for improve on them 20 indicators then they. I think Triple A, you mentioned them clearly. So we listened to I think Jason and they explain how the system they work. I not say a good number of we surprised at some of the scores, but I not feel so for surprise because the way how the thing they work is based on comparison relative to other countries them. Then they look at other countries them where all they are the same level. So in other words, you get the low income countries, you get the middle income countries, and the high income countries. So una then at the same level. For example, the low income countries, now una then they compare. So the one that way then at the middle country, then they compare them. So for surprise you. We know say some of the scores them, it really surprise we. It really surprise you some of the scores them, because internally what we they see reflect to what we see at them people and they simply because in Africa itself, especially low income countries, the performance is not always great. So then they always try for see how we go able for compare the low one then. So now on that basis they 9 in the grade B. So we compare, for example, you get for compare likes to like. Compare something way they above. So that make I don't say a good number of we get for surprise at this report, this scorecard. But let's give us some nitty-gritty, some of the data we see, we see important for talk about. One of the most impressive indicator, I think the one we get for do with land, 60%. I think this is the first time. We get up to that score. They win 60%. Overall, the data, I think we get 11 out of the 20 indicators them. And I think so we've been on get 11 before. We've been on get 11 before. Now when almost some of the areas them, I think we do very well. Short as in terms of education, I think first time we'll get 100%. First time we'll get 100%. And then the other area also where I feel say it also looks surprising. Now the area of freedom of information. We get I think 98%. That's a very high score. Very high score. But basically, what we get for member is that we in a low income country. And I think the low income countries is about 50 of we where we fall inside a category there. So Sierra Leone happen for BC, we do well among those 50 countries them when they compare them. And also I look at the data for inflation, I think it's 11.9%. We know currently the inflation rate in our country is over 20%. I think it's getting to 30% or so. So those figures are only one no say na comparison figures. You know, they actually reflect on the actual inflation rate in the country at the moment. So law not can say because na 11.9% to get at the scorecard. So that's the inflation rate. That's not the inflation rate. But what am I saying here? It's a good one. It's a good one in the sense that don't forget, I tell you, see, this now a motivation for help alleviate poverty in Africa. So in other words, then they motivate una say if una do well, what they do for una A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. So that's exactly what they try for C in a year. The benefits are, first of all, when you get any kind of score, yeah, you go either qualify for the threshold, we do well, you either qualify for the threshold, we in the small package. The last time we qualified for the threshold, we all know say we get $44.4 million. We then use for help in especially in the area of electricity and some pilot scheme, the water side. So I think so when you qualify for the compact, now they tell you they get the large amount. Most likely, you know, sometimes can get them $400 million, you know, and other countries then they way, you know, I think Senegal also, they don't get them kind of money then where they bring a lot of transformation at the country. So one of the biggest benefits, if we are as AAA, you analyze them clearly, I think then get for Sidon next year, to late next year or middle of next year, then decide whether actually we fall into that compact package day. And all depends on other factors then. Should as una score, also how una use the threshold, whether una use them judiciously, that again will help for the determination whether we go qualify for the compact or not. But overall, I think in some of the areas then we not do well. We not do well, and it not go surprise me in some of the areas then we will not do well. For example, you talk about economic freedom. Let's look at that specific indicator there. We get some other variables, them that economic indicator, when our economic freedom. One of the areas that will not surprise me at all, and the fiscal policy, we fail them. When you say fiscal policy, it's all about government spending and taxes. How the government they spend the money, and how the government they raise taxes. So fiscal policy will fail them. Clearly, I think we'll get about, I think it's 26%. That is quite low. In other words, the government no they spend the money wisely. And I think one of the comments them where a good number of the public opinion don't they make or don't they think is that government no they use the money wisely. So in terms of fiscal policy, we know they do well that area there. One other area in terms of taxation, the way how they raise money, that could be attributed to other factors, such as COVID-19. We know say COVID-19 in terms of revenue mobilization was low due to the impact of COVID. That could be a factor. But also don't forget, as we say earlier on, is compare across other low income countries. Maybe other countries them they not do then do very well in terms of revenue mobilization more than we do. So in that case, it means we self then go likely get for put we down on that. So economic freedom, most indicators them under economic freedom will not do well. For example, trade policy. Trade policy. I think that one of the area that most of the time will fail them. Trade policy. The policies them all they put down for trade are not lucrative enough probably for encourage for create the enabling environment so that people then go trade in other country there. And also you talk about gender in the economy. I think we get 45%. That again, the other one way will not do well at all. One other one way I was so impressed. And it baffled me small. But anyway, as we say no more, it's based on comparison with other countries. You talk about investment on the people. Investment on the people. You talk about terms of health. Health. I think it's one of the areas them over the years where a lot of criticism, that sector don't face a lot of criticism. But we know say the government increased the expenditure. I think from 6% to 11%, this government increased health expenditure to 11%. Maybe that would be one of the factors. And also the impact of COVID-19. We know say government been for increase the budget due to that quick economic recovery program because of the emergency situation where arise. The government been for redirect resources from other sectors to that of the health sector. So consequently, we see an increase in that particular variable there when at the health expenditure, it go up by 65%. One other area, I think a good number of Sierra Leoneans will not be surprised. We know. Then on the talk they say investment in education. I think they get 100% in primary education expenditure. It go up to 100%. We know say about 21/22% of we budget they go towards primary education. Whether it is being used judiciously is another question for another day. The other one where, what I agree with, now the area of natural resource protection. We are not protecting our resources very well, Tripoli. I think you can also agree with that. Say the protection of resources. When you say natural resources, you talk about the way how to go about with diamonds, we go protect with natural environment and all that. I think it make part of this argument now. Yeah, the other day I think you brought in a program now. Yeah, how would they see people and they can't do illicit mining now we country, foreigners that they come, we see the Chinese that all they come now we country, and they can't smuggle with diamond and they go with so all of them here for inside natural resource protection. And the one way I think I'm also impressed with is the immunization rate. Immunization rate. I think he go up. I think he's 77%. That's impressive. That's impressive. But to crown this all, Triple A, I know a good number of Sierra Leoneans then go surprised at this because some of the areas them we don't score them we then reach them high. I think the areas them we most Sierra Leoneans them they always there is concerns about, you know, until, for example, land. I know say until very recently, we know say the Minister of Land and Housing, they replace him from that of Sandy to Turat. I think Turat to a very large extent, I think we're there for be honest now, yeah. It don't bring some sanity, a little bit of sanity, now that industry there. So the fet will be there. The boku court case there will be then there. I think it don't reduce drastically. I think the other day you can you bring we one other interesting program where I think is it the World Bank they try for invest na the land policy so that they go digitize the land tenure system in the country. That again significantly go for bring about a good impact if the money is spent appropriately. I think we mentioned that. So hopefully, if that get for happen, it will improve the land tenure system because don't forget digitalization or technology. They bring about efficiency. They bring about effectiveness if only and only if the correct strategies then puts them in place and the money then use them appropriately. I think that one of the areas then that one then the way we also discuss about. To crown this all, it's important that then data or the CISO is based on different sources. As Jason Small, I think is called, don't make them quite clear. It comes from different sources. So I know a good number of people will be surprised, but these sources is not only limited nationally, not only the information they come out from your country, but also from worldwide governance indicators then. The worldwide governance indicators, such as data we get from the IMF, from the World Bank, all in and then they look at them, they look at expert opinions, they look at even we own perception surveys that we do now we country. We know say we get some perception surveys that we can do now we country, such as the CAL, their own survey they win and can do all the one and then they look at them, then put them down, compare them with other data, with other opinions then derive then scorecard. They map out the scorecard and then compare them with other countries then decide say, you know what, this it deserve forget this it deserve forget this. So now so then they collect the data them for make up their own scorecard. And as it stands, I think I'm very much optimistic with them data. Yeah. Although I don't know Triple A, correct me in this. I think at some point control of corruption, I think it will not go up to 81%. It will not go up to 81%. I've not been following recently, but I think so. We don't go up to 81%, but now we get 79%. I don't know whether we'll lose by plus 2 percentage points because I know we moved from 79% at one time, I think in 2019, to 81%. But this time round again, I see 79%. I don't know whether it will drop 2 percentage points, but it looks like we don't go down small in terms of corruption. But still, that's a good number. That's a good number because, to be honest, where it comes the MCC scorecard, I think the corruption perception, corruption, it play a very important role. Very important role. They contribute significantly in terms of, especially who they aim at getting the compact award. Now they aim at, and I'm very much optimistic that compact they will likely qualify for them. Wait and see, don't for make them determination. But the compact, you know, it's not a small package. big package, sometimes in 400 or even more, $100 million. We go help for transform the energy sector and maybe the water side back as well. So we hope and pray that we country could qualify for the compact. Thank you very much, Triple A, and thanks to everybody with the listening. Let God make we country move like how they move small. So I know say we get challenges them, but we are coming towards the election. It's not too far now, so we hope say Sierra Leoneans then go vote wisely. Thank you, sir.
Okay, since they go, let's just give this one, then you go just say before you left.
Okay,
Indeed,
sir.
in 2018, that be 71%.
Okay.
In 2019, that be 79%.
Okay.
In 2020, that be 81%.
Mhm.
And last year, 2021, that be 83%.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So this one now must will get 79%.
79%.
So we lost some.
Yes, we come down from 83%, we come to 79%.
So we mean we drop by 4 percentage points. And that 4 percentage point, it means a lot. So meaning, I think the commissioner therefore think a little bit more. Say, oh, look, I don't drop the ball. Because I know say 79% is still not a bad figure, but that's the indication say, something, you don't drop the ball. You don't drop them. Because normally, we dey expect say for the go up. If you feel say the fight against corruption is real and you do what you always they preach, I think say for don't drop that point there. So 4 percentage points is a big drop. Triple A. 4 percentage points is a big drop. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Usman Tony.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Well, we want to say thanks to Usman Toli for your submission today. Why BC where I want for can call we next? I think I'll go for use another phone. It's our for call we next panelist. And this phone here decide for do the game we feel safe for do now. Like seriously. I don't get time for that. I use another route. Yeah, Usman Talib want for no. The other term them within the numbers them don't they look like. Well, you said that they look for person. I be a small there. The phone where for bring. So I have a password I wrote. I have a password I wrote for each user. I found they look again on game today. Welcome on board, Alpha.
Yeah, thank you very seriously, Triple A. I want to tell everyone, first of all, plenty thank you. We wish me happy birthday, whether belated now or whether now in advance. It's a wonderful one. I will take them from Usai. We brother just done. We say that 4% we the ACC don't begin reduce. Now a very very important cause that one day. If we may add that 4%, the current one will be get to help we. So again, I see me try for give some the haters them outside that they get some from. No sooner I see the topic today what they discuss, I use the opportunity today for analyze them. all of the MCC scorecard things them. So let's make this thing clear. Not to this government, no more don't pass millennium scorecard MCC. I think the APC in 2015 then pass them, and I don't see them don't watch the point the way them pass in 2015 are just the same one that we just build on. Not to say like this government gets a one brand new sector way we know one day pass nine then can make we pass pan. And also the indicators them and then source them inside and get them. Like just run too quick for the people to understand that well. Like they're not able to cite any local organization where they get the informations them from according to the source where they look now. Because if you go back now the MCC website, you see them, they say indicator categories and then source. The first one where they get access to credits indicator, then they get that source then from World Bank and then International Monetary Fund, IMF. Health and child health indicator na Columbia Yale YALE. So now they then get that information there. Civil liberty indicator na Freedom House. Now they then get that information there. Control of corruption indicator na World Bank booking and then World Bank and then booking institution. World Bank / booking institution. Employment opportunity indicator when free economic freedom. University of California, Los Angeles, then University of Democracy and Institution. And they then get that one day. Physical policy, where we talk on just now. We get that day from International Monetary Fund, IMF. Freedom and Information Indicator, just ruling. Then gets the source then they from Reporters Without Border, and then Center for Law and Democracy. Then Access Now. So I don't know if we get, I think, is that CAL, Center for Law and Democracy? I don't know. I think that they, no, not to CAL,
No,
fine.
not to
So
CAL, yeah.
you find out, say, most of them, gender in economic and indicator done in a World Bank, the University of California, Los Angeles. And they then get them. Girls primary education completion rate indicator. I think this now from UNESCO. I remember what they say, Leone, I work with Plan International on Denti. So then they get information from different local organizations, them. Yeah. Then girls secondary education enrollment ratio indicator, then in UNICEF. Now they then get them from UNESCO, sorry. Government effectiveness indicator, one way, then they did not go up from 2015. That's the other thing what I do Tripoli. Once the program they go on, I try for check the 2015 passing rate what we get, and this one, some of them, nothing no improve. Like the child health, now nothing no improve. I not see nothing will improve Panama at all. The same one we get from 2015 now they see today. So there is a lot of room for improvement when we see, and I believe say the government really need for work on the side and where we need for improve. Another thing I want to draw your attention to very quick, when you zoom the chart, you see say they get one dot. Then we will they read charts them in development, then dots then they show you is either the indicator they go up or they can down or is stable. If you watch AAA, some pandem, the dots they go down. Some part them they run straight. Some part them they go up. And like where whose friend they say just no. If we know if then dots then they show say they go down the scale automatically them indicators then they when they get for go do the current assessment what they want for do. Trust me. If we not be careful, we they go down in that particular side. Instead of we get a pass remark, we go fail them. So the government has to watch all this one, not to just come on social media or at radio and television and begin boasting we don't pass MCC. The fact remains you have to watch the indicators and also for work on and able for improve on them. But again, like the point I want for draw your attention to, them indicators they are international bodies and now then they able for like a recommend the wire to MCC. How the international bodies then they get them, then say they partner with local organizations the way they're not able for like a Guinea. But if you want to know them in local organizations, then you can able to go back to them organization who are just call so you watch who that and they partner with. So you able to know say they well and they partner with this particular organization as Sierra Leone. Now then they get some source them because then they just sit on them on their own country, don't they generate information. No, they therefore connect with partners them that the country where they na the ground day. So not to magic where then they take numbers or whatever what they see. We say how they get this number, outcomes. No, now based on the information where then they get, now that then they use for able for do the assessment. So the like way they say all they pray for make we get the compact one way where they say compact that it gets more value and more source of more income. If we get that day, it will good. But me fear now that is this money reflecting on the life of people in the country. That's the big fear. I could remember again with the American embassy possibly in Sierra Leone where they recommend say the government need for put the money more on the practical thing other than the administration. Offenders say then they spend too much money in running the administrations them, pay staff, salary, and all the other 15 a day. Then they run the way that they get loan them, or the founders say money they go in that aspect more than the real thing where then they implement that they go on. So the government need to watch all the little recommendations here we people they make, where we say they make now not to cry with they cry then down, but one for see say they're able for dot the I's and cross the T's. So at the end of the day, when they do the assessments now they go on thoroughly, I believe say we they get a passing mark and the compact one we will only pray for who wants for the country gets we they get them. But apart from that, if the like the one the way the dotted arrow, they show the dotted marks, then they show say they go down. Even the ACC, the corruption thing, you see and say they should go up in all level the same time the dots they go down. So they have to watch it unless when they do the assessment again thoroughly, trust me, Pastor begin say, hey, we don't miss this one. And we not go want that one day because we still want good water for supply na free tongue na Sierra Leone in general, and then we want sustainable light. And the other thing where I can tell people, you see, let God bless you on this platform. Who will they talk now? When they talk for the politicians, then sabi we already yeri we want for them know saying that the truth when they talk will not decide anybody. I always they talk this thing at this program say, well, you want for do sustainable development, pull politics inside. Then people are not they can look at the political party do now waiting exactly the apple na they go and then they assess. So we they take an own this party na do another day na do am. That's not what they are looking at. All then they assess na Sierra Leone na MCC. They know they say SLPP MCC scorecard. No, they say Sierra Leone scorecard. They know they say APC scorecard. They say Sierra Leone scorecard. So we should move politics out of this one. Let we get good people them at the right places them. Right people in the right place who are able to implement the project or the things them proper. So when they do the assessments, then we're able to get the real results. We're able to get good mark, passing mark. Other than politicians, then are they pump. You see, when you watch most of the one where they blow these trumpets right now or these MCC, now politicians, they think they've done well. But when you go back, you need the expatriates for go implement them here for like who gets the good marks, not only politicians. Politician side, if you watch, and just a limited side where they mention them. But when you look at what the ordinary man they feel, now then they assess. So we also want lastly with Drago and the one that they give information to all them international sources. We actually need to be honest with ourselves. Law not present things the way because it in a paper we not see them in practical. Then we think so we don't do well, so we can send that information there. Law go back and do research. Law ask the layman at the ground. Now this I mean they say. These parts now the world governments they put money institutions and they put money in research because there is power in research. They get real information in research. So if we not be careful, then therefore go back now the ground and therefore ask people about some of them see away with politicians and the trumpet so right now. And at the end of the day, if waiting and they say it's not reflecting on the lives of the people, we not get sustainable light. You see, the projects with the pilots, these are the things what you always they say. If we not put politics per development na Sierra Leone, hey, na try no more, they try, we not the cross. I think that I'm your thing. Let God continue for bless we all. Thank you once more. And once more, happy birthday in advance. God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much, Alpha. I want to say thanks to Alpha for your submission today. You just come here, you meet through you, where they talk about the MCC Scorecard. We pass. Salon pass. Overall, we get 11 over 20. So, we serve the neck chest. And we are up for evaluation. And we know see that evaluation day. We go knock 'em. So let's just bring Tony quick one. Let we hear ye. Waiting in get for we. Welcome on board, Tony. You get the platform, sir.
Yeah, Abraham, thanks for having me. Kushen Kabo Fambulem. I go pick out 3 areas them we I know say me fellow panelists and don't mention a lot. So much contribution has been made way. I go look at 3 areas we one are government effectiveness and access to credit and child health. And when you look at those 3, we not actually do good. We do 42% on government effectiveness and access to credit. We get 43% in child health. Some of those informations, them usually if they don't able to come on the ground, like for make them gather the data where they need, then always can partner with local or they, outsource the function to local people on ground. We probably World Banking on some of them, then things and the IMF can do some of them pilot phase and they and get their sample size. Let's say probably they go take like 100 people, them tell people and say what they get and we tell them we go gonna treat say take a sample size of 100 people and get their feedback on areas and where you feel say government they do well or government not they do well. They have the one forgets the local like base because they get a threshold within the sets within that bracket the way Sarah Lungu find this just like what they talk about Nations Cup or any cup where they do grouping. You get group stages like group A, group B, group C. Definitely we get to your own threshold and your level where we and the prayer is we all want for make we qualified for make we get a bigger stake. We're going to make we roll out some of them things and we all don't cry about. But one area we very, very with 3 areas that we pick out from this whole thing, careful do with government effectiveness. And when you talk about government effectiveness, that indicates that they measure the quality of the public services and quality of the civil servants, where we always they say, you understand, because garbage in, garbage out. If they talk about government effectiveness, again for start with them people then they remember one time they vividly say that we get civil servants and we basically now then like the canker worm or the pandemic into the society. Some of these ministers they come and go, and we still have those problems still daily. Even when you change the regime, you still have the same problem because they look at the quality of public service. Are we actually getting the quality? What would they look at? They go look at the competence of the civil servants, effectiveness in implementing government decision. And they go look at service vulnerability of political pressure, all the things they look at when it comes to government effectiveness. They look at efficiency of revenue mobilization and budget, how government is able to generate revenue, and based on that, you look at trade again. They make it further say we know do because there are certain things that they are well linked with other areas. Then we know they do well in trade because basically, so many times now they say what is the Minister of Trade doing? You understand? They have to look at those policies. Those are the things that they look at. Then they look about quality of transportation and infrastructures as well. They look at communication, electricity supply. They look at public health care provision, public schools availability, online government services. Most times, Lord, I was saying it here. We will need passports when our renewal. You don't need for go team up that place where they buy I call it by Access Bank. You understand? For making you go to line. They look at all them things and our government's able for improve on service system. Our government telecommunication, all the things the way I highlight all the under government effectiveness. If we government can actually really take note of. Then need to things that they nitty-gritties, then things that the way they feel so not important. Those are the things the way they look at. Those are the parameters them when I formulate, when I gathered for make you able to get government effective. Then they look at policy consistency. How are we consistent? If I not say in years go by, you hear say government go introduce this policy, especially when it comes to fiscal policy. We not get to one standard approach what they take for manage with the problems so we get. You understand? We know damn too consistent. Then you look at prevalence of red tape. You want to start business in a salon. We all know the bottleneck situations, a lot of bureaucracy and everything. So government therefore look at that area because when you talk about government effectiveness, it encompasses a whole lot of things. It's something if we want to say, are they do well, are they deliver? Now that thing they watch, telecommunication, just like the thing they were just mentioned. Then the other way I want to talk about again, they talk about child health. We're very key because if they talk about productivity or we talk about how we want for leverage on education, the pickiness is very important. And one thing where they affect we as well, where they look at we come to healthcare, basically, they look at the hospital per se, they look at access to water and sanitary. You go on the inside, they see small picking, they don't get good, the environment not conducive. When they talk about toilet facility, they talk about water, they talk about, you see small picking, they didn't not treat and they go find water. Those things are very key because if they talk about education, you want for leverage on that particular area, way nine at the campaign message, you have to make sure, say, the things the way they make the picking there, because what they call, TQM, total quality management, where if the picking not gets the access to them to the quality things, then it even affects in learning process where you go to school. Because basically, imagine if you live in an area where sometimes 5 or 20 people then they wait for use one toilet in the morning. By telling to where you go to school, and imagine let people imagine the constraints how it look like. So you got to ensure say you got to put so many policies in place where go make so all this stuff will not get toilets. For me, then get and water says you see how people in the stream forget water and they go to bottom stream. When they talk about free talk, they talk about the whole nation because the people the way they gather this information, where they gather them things, especially when it comes to the locals on ground, they're not just they go to their areas and they so that then small things they do. So government get for really look at that area. The way inadequate water and sanitation is the second cause of child infant mortality. They say even they kill past malaria. You understand what I mean? So we get for look at all things. And then the other area I want to talk about, where most times I can talk about, I say SLIPA, Sierra Leone Import-Export Promotion Agency, where the office they near Parliament, they have a big role. Because if you talk about export and import, when you talk about trade, just like I mentioned, we will not do very well, you get for find out, you get for get the bedrock, you get for set certain parameters, you get for get to follow, just get the agency then they with big name and they're not doing the function where they design then things have. If you find out say when you do business now in a salon, you understand? We get a limited credit access. Some go say some people they go take money, then go marry the book. No. That's not a valid excuse. And if you manage this policy where say when you give farmers their money or you give people their money, business people they win at local business like in the genius or people them like people that where they come out, they talk about entrepreneurs them where they come up. You will find out say put a good monitoring scheme for make them not default. Even in the case where they want for default, if possible, get a coach where they manage and guide them along the process. That see them books on the daily basis, let them get a bookkeeping. So if find out you're able to monitor them on a daily basis or probably on a weekly basis and see how trends the business. And another area where they talk about credit facilities, okay, where we not do well, that credit access to credit. If I not say a lot of people that can go into farming is again, you understand, can get the enthusiasm, they get the they get the land and get the thing, but they don't get access because you get people where they can't farm. You get people where they can't help you for farm, you get people where they can't with no money, you need money. Some people then they don't just say they don't get the access to credit, they don't get money, but probably the small money where they get then they manage. Definitely if do not get that kind of capital base, the yield not going to be enough. Sometimes some people then they end up getting negative return on investment. You don't spend over probably 5 million for a small farm where it gets. At the end of the day, it make more than 5, it make less than 5 million. You take into cognizance all the daily expenditure overheads them. You get for pay people them, you get for sick, you get for buy medicine, you get for buy. So if I'm not saying they get for look at that area, you get people that want for do business. I remember the time where the bank governor they launched this new money. He mentioned something vividly about the banks then for give loans, credits, and everything. It was just phase. It just stuck in past. If really we want for actually give, we want for boost the economy, we want for give another, we want for expand the economy and get more players on board, because the more players you get on board, the more employment, because what's in happen, more people come on board, your business they expand, you grow, the government self they get taxes, you self they employ more people. If you actually want for really cater for that area there, you get for ensure say the people then get loan facilities. If I'm not for say the banks they will get a loan or they give loans, they give loans. But they give loans to this, most of them are foreigners that they give loans to. You understand? Most of them. When it comes to the interest rates of those taxes, the loans where they take, he's very, very huge, very high. Now that's not the same problem. I mentioned now one day now I say something used for the household need. It is them something able. Kimbima Hotel, he get for sell shares to commercial bank because he cannot service his loan on a monthly basis. So if I not say if you want to encourage people that for do business like Sam King, the way I'm a household name, you get for make sure say not that you get for to reduce the interest rate, but you get for make a sound judgment and say if I give Abraham this loan, I not say he go able for pay within 10 years because if I not say you not just they just give him, but you they monitor. Wherein they get bad business, now do you come in and make adjustments? Say, yes, we understand the landscape, there's poor business, we all the see what they happen at the world. Make adjustment possible, suspending interest rates, just like where they pay a student loan. It got to a point, government suspend that for we. We know they pay just because they know say, even though we they work, but they know say we cannot pay at this time because of whatever situations where they go. So that area, the credit facilities, government get for make sure say the government banks, say alone commercial banks, will care commercial bank where government gets a 50% shares or any other, even something in bank. You understand? UT Bank or other banks, make it a policy that then get for give loans to Sierra Leoneans or local indigenes at a reduced rate. Somebody will say if they're not pay, if not government will go, no. You get credit officers. You get where they monitor some of them people where they give them loans. If government able for tackle those areas, especially the areas where we not do well, definitely we will get them. We will get that money. We definitely go get that compact money because those are the things they want to see. There's so much gray area where governments can tap. Where we feel say if governments can leverage on their areas, I mean, sky now we limit. The sky now we limit. We get the resource. We get the land where in terms of we get the capacity in terms of human beings are ready for people that want for work. People then they will really need job. You see people then sit down. You understand? But the tools then where they need, we go make people they able for go to work. They upset. And some of you get for make sure say government get for give a confidence to people them. The difference why I make always at the benchmark Guinea and Salone because it's I like for compare Apple and Apple. I don't compare America and Salone because if you find out a Guinea business they boom, one is confidence. When business people then feel say there is that confidence that if I invest I will get returns, then they invest. But wherein we get a system now country where you remember if I invest 1,000 or I don't send container. By the time the container they reach in Salone, tell you they offload the container, tell you they sell, tell you they that Leone's they convert them back to dollar for make you can buy goods back. That exchange gets difference, that loss. It's that loss in they reduce on in your capital, even reduce on your profits. So you don't give people the confidence too much. So government therefore look at a whole lot of things we're going for boom the economy. Let them come right now for me, I would take and say we economy not grow. It just stagnates. That's why you see inflation. You see people money, people not get my confidence. People they hold their money, so it's been cash trapped. They get the money, not feel confidence for letting them invest. Would have made the count 10 container now they count 3 container for the whole year because when you access a clear container now very expensive. So government get the go for look at the area, then access to credit, they for look at government effectiveness and healthcare as well. The other areas they can still work on, but they have to look at those areas where we fail and prioritize things the way they know say the ripple effect will be more plus.
Thank you very much, Tony.
You're welcome, Abraham.
I want to say thanks to Tony, who's friend, and Alpha with Usman Toli for their own contribution. I'll take 5 calls if there's any. 5 calls. If you know say you want for rub mouth parties, or if you feel say we always talk, we don't do good, we go left arm and we'll go meet you back tomorrow. I'll just see. You get anything for that? If you say we don't do good in the MCC scorecard. I mean, so you don't learn a lot, so. You don't learn a lot, and you know now, say we did up for evaluation, and it's 11 out of 20. Hopefully, we make them since the fight of corruption, even though we come up from 83, we drop count to 79. We are hopeful. So we make them because we really want the compact. We go up into development. We go up into development. We development the app for evaluate poverty because now the compact they're all about. And we for continue for work as partners them to the MCC waiting them do, waiting they expect we for do, we do them. Well, I think Sena so go left a quick one. Yeah? We'll meet you back tomorrow. Well, Mr. say, England the money they come before election, case closed. All right. We'll meet you back tomorrow, yeah? Till we meet again, Triple say, Tata.